Hi. Oh my gosh. Hi, can you hear me? Hey, YouTube. I'm so glad to be here today. It is my last live Wednesday video for 2018, and I'm so glad you're here with me. Welcome. Today, we are going to tackle a conversation that I just had with a doctor that I work with and what he learned about being trauma-informed in OB. It's one simple thing that he's going to start doing that I think is really going to change his practice. And I had to share with you because I'm on this trauma-informed journey and I'm getting super pumped about sharing everything I know with you, just in a way that's not too overwhelming. So one little bite-sized piece today. I'm getting some sleepy emojis. So yes, I was a minute late, but I'm here. I'm so glad you're here. So this is live. If you are live, oh, you're sleepy, Sarah. Oh, I get it. Okay. So I asked you to hit me with your mood emoji today. Sleepy and yawny, or is that a B? I can't really tell. But I am Mandy Irby. I'm the birth nurse. I am a labor and delivery nurse, a childbirth educator at the Birth Nurse Academy. I have helped thousands of families have babies in my hospital. I just celebrated 10 years. Well, actually, my husband celebrated for me. I wasn't too stoked, but he got really, really excited and proud, which was sweet. And hundreds of people have gone through my academy. So that's me. If you're new here, subscribe. I'm so glad you found us. This is a Birth Boldly community. I'm so glad you're here. And to keep in touch, I'll still be posting every week here to help busy people birth boldly, help busy people have babies, braver, better, move into parenthood, amazing and informed and confident and not broken. That's what we do here. So to stay connected, I just put a link down below. Get on and into the Birth Boldly community. You'll get an email about some birth affirmations that are amazing. There's some that I've used. There's some that friends have used that are just unique and empowering. And that will help you kind of get started on this, what the heck am I doing having a baby journey? Okay, let's get into it. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit me with your emoji. Hey, I see some hearts. I see some sleepiness. I see a pregnant person. I see Rachel. Thank you. So hit me with your questions over there. I'll get to them at the end. Oh, I forgot to mention, I've been working today. I've been working on some emails, which I hate. So if you've ever gotten an email from me, I'm like, I hate emails. I have this wonderful bedroom voice today. We are sick. Well, we're getting over our sickness. And you always sound worse when you feel better. That's what's happening to me right now. 125, if I can get there, effective positions to help you rock your labor. That's what's coming. How does that sound? Let me know if that works for you. Give me a thumbs up or a like if that's something that would help you. 125. I first wanted to do 500, but I don't think I can get there. I think 125 is all I know. That's coming. That's going to be a freebie on my site. Oh, I got some thumbs up. That's going to be a freebie on my site. So stay tuned. Definitely hit the link below. Get in the community, get in the group so that you don't miss that. I will be sending that to everyone if you're on the list. So definitely get in there. So, all right, let's talk about the story of the day. Do not share this with anyone local because this person is never going to talk to me ever again if he thinks that everything he says is going to go on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe he wants to be famous. I don't know. But we did have a conversation recently, and I think you'd be okay with this because I wanted to show you my shirt, so I'll have to tell you about this later. I think he'd be okay with it because it's all about learning. It's all about getting better. It's all about improving how women are treated during their pregnancy and during their birth. And that's what he's all about. And I love that. So that's what sparked this conversation. So he has been sending me clients to talk through pregnancy anxiety. So we do like the pregnancy anxiety strategy sessions, and they've been so amazing, like amazing, like mind blowing to me how amazing they've been. I've been really enjoying it. And I am not even the one getting the help. It's just been awesome. So going through these sessions, these strategy sessions, he knows that I'm working with people on their side to kind of work through their past, work through their history, whether it's a traumatic birth or it's abuse or a loss, traumatic situation, life or death situation, anxiety, depression, whatever. They're working through their story. And I'm helping them kind of relate that to birth and what might come up for them when they have their baby. Either that's pregnancy, body issues, or birth. I mean, there's so many things that can come up. Giving them the tools, like working together to find tools that help them, like writing a sick birth plan, communication letter. We do that. And then postpartum too. So like breastfeeding, the baby like being on you, and also the hormones and the roller coaster ride. So we just get ready. But he was like, so like, you're doing this. Are you like going to be in their birth? I was like, no, no, no. We're getting ready for them to be able to handle, whatever comes. And he was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I said, what I see myself doing is working with people to really change the trajectory and the outcome of their birth. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, we do exercises. I give them homework. It's amazing. And he was like, wow, that's awesome. Like, do you have any tips for me? And I was like, sit down. No, he actually stood through this whole conversation and I was sitting and he was like, I really don't know. I really don't think I see a lot of people who are having, who are like having issues. Like, I feel like they tell me, and I was like, oh gosh, doctor, how are they going to tell you at a 5-minute appointment? Like, I couldn't even get into that with him. I was just like, okay, because he really does try to do a good job. And I want you to know this perspective on providers like helping pregnant people have babies. The things they're doing, like the things this one is doing, and most that I know, the things they are doing, they believe is going to be super incredibly wonderfully helpful to you as a pregnant person. If you are pregnant, I'm talking to you. They believe what they're doing is helping you. So I have to help him, like in the 2 seconds that I feel like I have while we're like talking, is help him realize like some of the things like, hey, you're awesome, but some of the things you're doing may not be helpful for everyone. And that's hard to hear. So I don't want to like burst his bubble, but people who have a traumatic past or abuse in their past or a traumatic birth experience or just baggage, like we all have baggage. People who have baggage have different needs and specific and unique needs for such an open and like vulnerable experience that they're about to have, which is also life-changing, life-shifting, forever in their memory. This is how they see themselves as parents at the beginning, at least. So it's huge and so important. And he was like asking, what do I do? So in like an effort to just break it down really quickly for him and give him like one thing, I said, she needs to be heard. And he was like, I listen. I was like, I know you listen. You do a great job. But she needs to be heard. And that was my big thing. If you've seen my birth plan video, my story about my second birth was I just needed to be heard. And that was the birth plan. Oh my gosh. That was the birth plan. Like that was that in a nutshell, like the big part. So he was like, well, I listen and I try to do what they want, but how do I know if they don't tell me? And then I'm thinking, okay, true. Like I said what I needed, but it was after years of hard, intensive work. What about someone who comes in and they're just afraid? Like they're just afraid. They don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what their body is going to do. They don't know what it's going to feel like. They don't know how their baby's going to do. Can you relate to that? Are you just that person? Not just. Are you that person that's like everybody else who is like, could you just tell me how this is going to end? Like, what is going to happen? What is this going to look like on the other side? Are we going to be safe? Are we going to be okay? Is this going to be vaginal? Is this going to be a cesarean? Is this going to be too much for me to handle? Am I going to be broken on the other side? And am I going to rip, be cut, cry, scream, make noises, poop, bleed? What? Just tell me. That's everyone. So if you are everyone, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Hit me with an emoji. Say, yes, that is me. I am terrified or I am afraid of some of the what ifs. So to not be able to express like exactly pinpoint, unless you've gone through some pregnancy anxiety strategy sessions with me, you may not be able to pinpoint your triggers and your things that are potentially going to come up for you and you don't that they're going to be bad for you even though they're helpful in the eyes of someone else. So I said, okay, that's understandable. Not everyone is going to come to you, the male OB who's the expert, understandably, and say, hey, I need this from you and don't do this other thing. So he assumes that if there's something going on, then his patient is going to tell him. And as the patient, I'm like, no, it's not that easy. Like, we're busy, we're in labor, or we're scared, or we don't even know. So I said, okay, she just needs to be heard. How can you hear her? And I said, what if you tried to sit down every time you talk to a patient? And he was like, I do, okay, every time, but I don't need to. Do you know how many patients I see every day? And I'm thinking of the hospital, but he's thinking of the office, which is like, I don't know, 40 people. I don't know. They see like crazy numbers. And he was like looking, he's like, And I mean, what does that say to you? What does that say to you? If someone is standing up, listening to you, are they there or are they half there? How does that feel? And also, that is like powerful to be standing. And the patient in a hospital giving birth is already vulnerable just because she's giving birth. Like any animal giving birth is going to go to a safe place so that they can do their work and not worry about predators. Okay. So when humans give birth, they're like, I just really need to like be safe right now. And if someone comes in and they're like, how can I help you be safe? You're like, uh, take a seat. It's obvious, but it's also not obvious. It's easy, maybe, but not obvious. How about that? So I said, what if you sat down? What would that mean for you? And he was like, well, of course it's her choice. Of course I want to do what she wants. Of course I want to listen to her. Of course, all of these things. I said, sitting down would do a lot of that for you. You would never have to say if you just sat down. Now I said, and he's thinking logistics. I said, pull up a stool. He's like, oh, well, the nurse is always on the stool. I said, you're the doctor. Go in and say, hey, can I use that stool for a second? That'd be fine. Right? We'd love that. It's not like like the nurses have to be sitting for the 5 minutes you're going to be in there. She can sit on the couch. The nurse can sit on a ball. I usually do that on a ball in a room. I give a chair to everyone, but I said, don't sit on the bed. He was like, okay. So from standing to sitting, I'm hoping he's taking the power and like giving it. So like, yes, I'm listening, I'm talking, I'm listening, I'm talking. But now when I'm sitting, we're still listening and talking, but we're eye to eye. So think about that in your life and in your office visits and just day to day. Like how do you communicate with someone when you're standing and sitting and when they're standing versus sitting? How does that feel? And does your provider sit? Do they sit when they talk to you? Are you higher than them? My provider in the office always sat on a stool, but when I'm on the table, I'm actually higher than they are. So I feel like I'm actually like in charge of the conversation, even though I'm terrified, even though my armpits are sweating, even though I don't have underwear or a bra on, I'm wearing this like tiny paper stupid thing. It's like I don't know, it's like a human thing. Like I am higher than her. I don't It's maybe not here for me to know that in my head. I'm not like, "Oh, well, look who's in charge now." But I feel it, and she gives that to me. She also is seeing 40 people and is sitting and giving that to her feet. But she has to feel that too, like subconsciously. She feels that, and she's like, "Hey, this is your appointment. Here you go. Hang out up there. Tell me what you need." Yes, it's 3 minutes, right? It's not the best. I blame a lot of things for that, not necessarily her. But just think about that in your life and see how that feels in your everyday, right? And so he's doing that. So that's his homework. And I haven't seen him since then, but I'm so excited because I know he's probably seen a few hundred people since he saw me. at least 200 people. And I want to see what that's what that did for him, how that feels. I told him, notice your patient's reactions. How are people trusting you? Because we want to trust our providers. And he's like an awesome provider who earns trust. But I think he could just earn it faster if he was sitting down. What do you think? Let me know below. Let me know. How does this feel for you? And then come back and see the comments. I love the discussion. Come back and see the comments, but also after you've done the homework a little bit, let me know. Down below, you've already clicked the link. You've already gotten the affirmations. Email me, right? Just hit reply or drop them in the comments. I see your comments and I reply to them and we can have a discussion there. I want to know what standing versus sitting feels like for you and how that could change your birth, your feeling of safety, your feeling of being heard and listened to right here, eye to eye, right? Ear to ear. Okay. Let me see some of these questions for you guys who have you've spent 16 minutes with me this Wednesday. I love you. Stacy, thumbs up. Mommy A. Cole, thumbs up. Tiffany, thumbs up. Smiley face. That's a lot. Jill, baby. Sarah, Ashley Lynn. Whoa, 125. Hey, you want some birth positions? I got you. They're coming. Got to make sure I'm on the list. Body issues. That's totally me. I never considered how much anxiety it causes. Yes. Think about your labor. That's not a question, but think about your body changing in pregnancy. It's out of control. And then your labor, so out of control. But also you're in someone else's bedroom in labor, right? You're in a hospital or a birth center and you have a gown on. Like, of course you can wear anything you want, but you have a gown on and people are touching you and looking at you and your belly is like the center of attention and your bed is in the center of the room. And if you're in the bed, you're in the center. It's intense. Yeah. So working through that is tough, but oh my gosh, working through your stuff is a way to let your baby out. Don't even get me started. I have a lot of baggage for my the foster family vlogs. Hey again. I have a lot of baggage from my birth experience. I have no idea how to express that to my OB, who I've only met one time. He's in a high demand that he is so busy. 23 weeks going for a VBAC. Foster family vlogs, you, me, we need to talk. What's going on? We could do this. We could get through your stuff and come up with a plan, right? You have a lot of appointments left to be able to communicate with your provider. Birth plan. And it has to be like the right kind of birth plan for people to read and really listen to. It's really like a letter. Birth plan. Yeah. I have no idea how to express my baggage. You do have baggage because you've already had a baby. And then you probably have life baggage. So that's intense, but you've got time, 23 weeks. You've got time. You have got time to let this baby out. Due in 13 days. Hey, Rachel Ludy, I'm scared because I don't know what to expect. Oh, yeah. That is exactly why I put my Lamaze course online because that's what we talk about. I mean, Lamaze loves 6 healthy birth practices, like ways to have the safest, healthiest birth for you and your baby. That's what those are, the 6 keys. And I go through those, but a lot of it is like around the birth environment. Like, what can you ask for? What do they do per policy? What like options do you have? But also there's a whole lot. I even knew a lot of those. I mean, I taught the class. I was still like, when am I going to go into labor? Right? Am I going to poop? Who's going to be on call? Like there's still so much. I hear that, Rachel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for these questions. You guys are so fun. I could spend another 16 minutes with you or more. My husband would be like, get back to the emails. He's my office manager right now, and he doesn't make that face. Hey, honey. Jill, baby, it's a power move for sure. Standing and sitting. I saw that pop up. Rachel, all my midwives sit when they come in. The only doctor I saw during this pregnancy did stand. I don't know. Is that like docs? Is that a thing you're taught in school? I think you're busy. I mean, it's also busyness. Like your midwives probably see less people during the day, but they're also they're from nursing school, not medical school. So it could be a thing. I don't know. Never went to medical school. Amanda Childs agreed about sitting down and being eye to eye. My OB almost always sits down to talk. Very personable and makes me feel more laid back and relaxed. Thank you for sharing. That is awesome. Thumbs up to your OB. And it makes you feel good, laid back, personable, like you have more than 3 minutes with them. Even if you don't, it makes you feel like, okay, I could say my stuff right now. Like one thing, but I could say my things. Agreed sitting. Oh, Amanda transfers baby at 37 weeks. Help. Um, transverse baby. So if you've had a baby before, that's more common. If you have an anterior placenta, that's more common. If you've had a breech baby before, that's more common. But it probably means more stretching and more moving. I just wrote an email about that. So get on the list down below, and then email me so that I see you and I know it's you. But yeah, we could talk about some body work. You could do chiropractor for sure. Chiropractor who knows pregnancy. So you should go in and they should teach you something every time. Ask for homework, ask for stretches, and they are proficient and trained in the Webster technique, I believe is what it's called, and tell them your baby's position and what you need. And it might be like sensitive, like they're going to be pressing on your round ligaments and help loosening those. And if you have some sensitivity in your belly right along the edges, that may be why your baby just needs a little more space in the form of like musculature and ligaments. Does that make sense? So a lot of stretching for legs and hips. Ooh, I could talk about birth all day. Webster certified chiropractor, foster family vlogs. We're like friends. I'm feeling you. Okay, Sarah, you took your message away. Rachel, exactly. Who's going to be on call? When's it going to start? Yay, I made it. Tomorrow's my due date, Virginia. Congratulations. Looks like your baby might be going into the next week. That's awesome. And I'm so excited for you. I'm so glad you made it. Jay Wallace, I've been recommending your online class and YouTube videos to all my clients. You're the bomb.com. Thank you for the love. Sarah, I feel so much more educated and prepared now, 25 weeks with my second than I did with my first. I love feeling empowered and prepared. Being a parent just prepares you for life. Do you agree, Sarah? Oh my gosh, you're like, I kept someone alive for so long already. Like, what could I not do? So really quick, Sarah, I am so glad you feel that way. If I can do anything to help you feel more prepared, let me know. Are you in the Birth Nurse Academy? I don't know. Your name is familiar, but it just could be from social media. So I just signed up for a Spartan race. And if you guys are Spartan people, let me know because I'm terrified. And my team last night was like, oh my gosh, what made you do it? And I was like, well, I wanted to be on a team, but I just am also terrified. Like I see these like things that you have to climb and they're like 50 feet in the air, maybe not that high, but oh my gosh, there are a lot of feet in the air. And people that use like GoPros, like on YouTube, I've been watching videos and it's so far down. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I'm like, you're going to have to pull me down off that thing. But then sometimes I think about it and I'm like, I've given birth. Like I've survived 2 babies in my body and coming out of my body and I've kept them alive. Like I could handle a little obstacle. And while it's not little, and I know I'm going to be so afraid and so bleeding and hurting and crying on the day because this is way out of my comfort zone, I'm also like, bring it. Like the same feeling I feel like when I go to the dentist. Like there is nothing you could do to me that's worse. And it's not like giving birth is the worst thing I've ever done, but it is absolutely, and being a mom is absolutely the hardest thing I've ever done. So, and like postpartum depression, like just put that up and be like, the dentist couldn't even touch postpartum depression. Like bring it on, dentist. And I've told him that. And he was like, okay, so can I start? Like he didn't care. But it changes you. It really does. No matter how that baby comes out, like that is the biggest moment in your life. That's amazing. Okay, so my shirt, give birth. Hold on. I don't have pants on, so don't look at my pants. Is that so cool? I hope you can read it. And it's not backwards. It says give birth with balls, and that's a peanut ball, y'all. I've had some doulas and midwives ask me about this shirt, and so I had to wear it. This is premierbirthtools.com. They just sent this to me because we love each other so much. And I wanted to share it with you on a live before it's holidays, and I can't do live for the month of December. I'm having a breastfeeding, like what not to do, what is it? It's like breastfeeding real talk with a friend of mine. She's an IB-CLC. She's amazing. Kendra and it's a 3-part series, maybe 4, all on breastfeeding. It's going to be awesome. And that's what's coming out in December. So I'm excited to share that with you guys and for you to share some feedback with me on how your breastfeeding journey is going if you are giving your baby human milk. But these balls, like they're, hold on. There's one right there. Boom. There's two. There's a labor ball. We play on them. I have them blown up because I teach classes about them. This is new. Like, I'm trying to keep my plants alive. This is a plant. So my studio has changed a little bit, but that's what's going on in my life. Change always. So if you love this shirt, check out the link below. You can get it 10% off with my code. We love each other. They support the birth nurse and I support them because I help people give birth with balls with their balls. They're the best. So had to give a shout out for my shirt. They gave this to me. I did not buy this. This is amazing. It's a size medium. So it's like men's sizes or unisex. If you need one of these in your doula bag, which you do, you can check it out at the link below and grab yourself a peanut ball. That is the 55, I think, or 65. That's the one size from the smallest, one size up. I call it the large, but I call it small, large, XL, XXL. The one you sit on is the XXL. All right. You guys are so loving to each other. Thank you so much for sharing your afternoon with me in your morning. Share this with a pregnant friend. If you got anything out of this, thank you so much for the likes, for the shares, for your reactions down below. I love this community. It is growing and growing, and it makes me so happy. I'm so glad you guys were here today. Check out these videos for more, and I will see you next week with a breastfeeding real talk. You're going to love it. Bye, guys.